Yo, you want to see something cool? No? Well, I'm gonna do it anyway.
What is your name?
My name is James Parker. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm currently a film major, theater minor, and I am technically classified as a senior, I believe.
What drew you to special effects makeup? Tell me a little bit about how you began your process.
What initially drew me to special effects makeup was the fact that I had a real fondness for movies, specifically sci-fi and fantasy, and even in that, I also was very passionate about anime, which are Japanese cartoons, and from there, I soon fell into the sub-niche of cosplay, which is basically dressing up as characters from TV shows and things like that. And from there, I kind of morphed into special effects as I thought of it as a way of me being able to express and actually physically create something that resembled, at least somewhat, some of the things that I liked, and even make some of my own things.
What about the stage makeup class that you took with Professor Bethea made you want to continue with the process?
Well, for one, it's that before I didn't really have much of a space to really work with in general, as most of my experience with special effects was like either in my bathroom, which didn't have a lot of space, or in the kitchen, which isn't the best place for it because, you know, food. But overall, it was mainly because I also had more opportunities to experiment with things that I haven't exactly gotten or I wasn't able to do before, and it was also the fact that I was able to get the materials to actually just start working with it more openly.
Where do you see yourself going with this skill?
In the future, I hope to work on movie sets or as a special effects maker on some of my own films that I hope to make, but in the more recent future, I do hope to at least work in as an assistant to some of the more notable artists, so that way I can continue to hone my skills.
Wonderful. Let me see what you have done, and can you break down each look and the process of the looks that you're creating right now? What do you have behind you?
Behind me currently is the jaw piece for one of my looks, which is for a necromorph, which is a creature from the game Dead Space, and effectively this jaw was created from liquid latex for the most part. As you can see, I used polymorph plastic for the teeth here, along with some hot glue to keep them in place. The main frame of the jaw was actually separated into two pieces, that being the upper jaw and lower, which were framed out using aluminum foil and painter's tape, and were inevitably connected in the space right here, so that way they would correctly align with my current jaw and could be blended in more easily. I used a combination of latex paste, which is traditionally used with latex and flour, which you can see up here. But since I didn't initially have that, I used baby powder, which is why this area down here is far more lumpy and thin, due to the baby powder not exactly absorbing the latex as I had intended. But that is one of the looks. The other one is essentially a character from a podcast called the Magnus Archives, as they are an avatar of corruption, which is one of the entities in the series.
You created a suit of armor?
Yes, I created a suit of armor, which was effectively modeled in somewhat off of the armor of Isaac Clarke, which is again a character from Dead Space. However, the initial inspiration for it was the Sith armor from Star Wars. So I kind of modeled those two together along with a more cyberpunk type edge. One of the notable things that I learned from stage makeup is most importantly shading, as in the past I mainly used painting and I will admit most of it seemed more cell shaded, which is a bit more unrealistic to some eyes. But in stage makeup, I was able to learn the accurate way of using shading and line pencils to create a deeper form of definition, which personally would save me, or did save me, a lot of time when I was sculpting with the actual models. So that way I could actually create more definition without having to use as many resources.